another week, and another massive inflow of silver into ETFs, some 19,230,000 ounces, or nearly 600 tonne in just 1 week. For context, that is about 3 million ounces more than was mined globally in the same period. Check out this next chart here for weekly transparent silver holdings. Lovely gain there, right at the end. Now that's just ETFs, mutual funds, etc. On top of that is all the bullion produced for those buying the direct metal, not the paper promise. Perth Mint recently released their figures for June 2020 and showed sales that were only ever exceeded by March and April this year. Their figures curiously only included minted product and hence don't include cast bars or their other storage products. The figures marry with our observations in store with a slowdown in May when people started to relax and think that we'd get through it. June came with the realization that we hadn't, and July is already shaping up to much stronger demand again, with the second wave proving to be a very real phenomenon, not just a possibility. This from coinnews.net. Perth Mint sales of gold coins and gold bars rallied to 44,371 ounces in June, down 30% from May, but 128.1% higher than in June 2019. Gold sales through the first half of 2020 at 393,263 ounces are 194.1% higher than the 133,700 ounces sold during the first half of last year. Perth Mint sales of some silver coins and silver bars totaled 1,573,752 ounces last month, marking gains of 57.8% from May and 356.9% from June 2019. Silver sales through the first half of this year at 8,486,395 ounces nearly doubled the 4,281,258 ounces sold through the first half of last year. That's a massive, massive jump there for silver. In addition to these figures not including cast bars, they are remarkable for the fact that much of this market activity since the effects of COVID playing out, Perth Mint has not been able to keep up with market demand, halting and severely limiting wholesale orders of most of their silver, and indeed gold too, product lines. In other words, if they had the supply and production capacity, the numbers, again, would have been much higher. Check out this next graph here for gold and silver from Perth Mint, Australia. This strong demand for silver continues to put pressure on supply, which is playing out in premiums for mints and refiners, still at elevated levels despite gold premiums retracing more so. This disconnect between what you need to pay for physical compared to the paper-dominated spot price is not a new phenomenon, as the physical realities play out. Add in freight, logistics costs, and the effects of COVID-19, and they are in plain sight. Until recently, that silver spot price was not responding to these forces, and the demand-supply price equation appeared momentarily broken. As we talked about last week, that now seems to have started to correct, with both prices surging this month and the important resistance of US $19 for silver both broken and held. Only further hindsight will allow us to know if that March low was indeed the end of some silver secular bear market. But it certainly appears robust so far, and hence the appeal for some of the silver over gold, which bottomed in late 2015. Most bullion dealers are still taking pre-orders for most of their silver lines as they struggle with supply lags. Ainslie has long established robust supply lines, meaning we nearly have all our silver lines currently available. And where we don't, we clearly tell you up front in our web shop for both. As Perth Mint's primary distributor, we also have all available Perth Mint products for sale now too. Well, that's news for today. We hope you enjoyed your weekend. We've kicked off into another week. Maybe you can go to ainsliebullion.com.au for all things bullion and ainsliwealth.com.au for all things cryptocurrency. We'll catch you tomorrow.